Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video here to cover some Steam news and updates. This is making the rounds quite a bit, and that's that Bethesda is responding to Starfield reviews on Steam. Starfield reviews has been a point of discussion as far as its Steam reviews go because the game, I believe, currently is sitting at a mixed reception. It was mostly positive, I think even very positive when it initially came out. Let me give you guys an update on where it's sitting at as far as percentage goes. 14,000 people in game right now. Okay, so all reviews is 80,000 reviews all time, which seems kind of low for a game of this caliber. Still a decent amount given that it came out back in September. 69% of those reviews are positive. That is just under the mostly positive threshold, which is at 70%, and then recent reviews actually have it pegged a little lower and could weigh the average down over time. It is mixed, 8,700 reviews, and 61% of those reviews are positive. That is, 61% comfortably in the mix range. I don't know how low you gotta get to be mostly negative. I want to say it's sub 40%. Like, it's gotta be a pretty big disaster for it to get to, mostly negative. The game is 20% off. The deal's ending, of course, probably by the time you guys watch this video, as a part of the autumn sale, and obviously available through Game Pass. But if you want to leave a review on Steam, you would need to have either bought the game on Steam or bought it through a third-party key seller that did redeem on Steam. You guys get the idea. And I know that's how a lot of you guys ended up buying the game, but Bethesda is actually outright individually responding to Steam reviews, specific Steam reviews, obviously well-written ones, and they give some dialogue back on, issues and etc., etc. This is coming from Rock, Paper, Shotgun. Bethesda's heaping plateful of space spaghetti Starfield presently rejoins in the status of a mixed Steam user review rating with over 80,000 such reviews posted to date. Bethesda High Command are clearly displeased with this, and several unnamed platform-verified developers have begun replying and rebutting individual Steam reviews, giving apparent priority to complaints about the game's loading breaks during fast travel and when moving between maps. I think some people are going to view this as, oh, look at Bethesda being down bad, but, like, yo, would you not want developers to at least chime in their perspective? Even if you think it's complete BS, like, at least let them chime in and give a response to specific reviews, and I'm okay with that. It's not like it's gonna pull the review, it's just dialogue going back and forth. And in fact, pulling up one of the specific responses to a review, there's even a comment section attached to it, so people can respond to the comments. So there was one review made, 20.3 hours on record, which is a decent amount of time for a Bethesda game. You know, that's not going to let you do absolutely everything, but 20 hours will give you a decent idea. The review noted, boring, empty, soulless, unpleasant to play. Todd told me I'd be exploring space, not fast travel menus. You don't really explore anything at all. You just teleport from desolate waste to desolate waste. Then your ship sets down on a 15-minute walk from the copy-paste POI you'd been fetch quested towards. Every chump space bandit has 3 health bars, infinite enemy planets to aimlessly wander across, dungeons and caves don't just have no rewards, they have no enemies. Dead-eyed NPCs blather at you with dialogue as wordy as it is boring. Quest range from tedious to nonsensical. Space combat is so disconnected from everything else that it's practically a different game mode. The game's design is so fundamentally flawed that I don't think the modding community will be able to fix it. I do agree with that the modding community is not going to save this game. I think it'll add another layer to it, but to expect the modding community to completely save a game, that's not going to happen. Every element of the game is disappointing, and on top of that, it's ugly. The only envelope this game pushes is the fidelity of its clutter objects. The Bethesda magic is gone. That's like a very, it's a fairly accurate depiction of the game, but it's also one that, I could imagine Bethesda reading that review and being incredibly salty. So, we also had a response from a developer, obviously unnamed, Bethesda Falco Yamaoka, noted developer, verified developer by Steam. Greetings, thank you for taking the time to leave a review for Starfield. We can understand your frustration with fast travel making the universe feel much smaller. Given the immense size of Starfield, we felt it made more sense to be able to use your grav drive to jump the other solar system. The option of fly freely amongst planets is still there, and you can travel from one planet to another and land without needing to open your map if you use your scanner. That's really just a completely arduous way to go about things. However, for an expedition like solar system travel, jumping is necessary. Remember that fast travel also has its perks, as you can do so quickly when trying to complete quests and will always be given visual of your ship launching and landing. I think it's more of an issue of like the load times that the original reviewer was noting rather than the actual idea of fast traveling and constantly doing it, thus being able to appreciate all the little details that make your customized ship look unique. We are sorry that you do not like landing on different planets and are finding many of them empty. The intention of Starfield's exploration is to evoke feeling of smallness in players and make you feel overwhelmed. You can continue to explore and find worlds that do have resources you need or hidden outposts to look through. The issue with Starfield is you try to make the player feel so small, but that creates a level of diluted nature to the world. Like, that is the main issue with these colossal open worlds that I feel like I've been saying for like 5 years now. These worlds are getting bigger and bigger, but they're losing a lot of their soul. They're losing a lot of their actual detail, and Starfield, I feel like, has been one of the biggest examples of that. Like, yes, it's going for this ambitious route, but I would say it's too ambitious of a game. Like, at some point, we need to scale these games back, and I've been saying that for years and years. I don't know if we're too late, if it's too late to do something like that. Like, the toothpaste is out of the tube. That's a saying that I'll always say, and that's like, we've created these games where the expectation is for them to be so ambitious, and you promote these games on the basis of you can explore all these different planets that, yeah, from a casual consumer standpoint, that's gonna sell them on a game like this, and it's very easy to market, it's very easy to promote, but then when the game actually happens, promising all these things doesn't come to fruition like how it's being promoted, and ultimately people are left disappointed. But now, can you scale these games back, go back to smaller worlds, go back to more detailed worlds, where that's gonna be a little bit more difficult to promote, rather than a bunch of, taglines about, oh, you could do X, Y, Z, etc., etc. I think ultimately, like, scaling, maybe the verbiage of scaling the game back has too much of a negative connotation on it, but I just look back at the late 2000s and early 2010s where developers were putting out games every 2 to 4 years, and the games, I would argue, are better than they are now, even as they are getting bigger and bigger. That's my 2 cents. I know a lot of people disagree with me. I get it. The investment level of some of these games to create is just getting bigger and bigger, and the games are getting bigger and bigger, and that's not always a bad thing. Some of these games turn out to be really good. I also think there's a large amount of them that don't turn out to be so great, and scale is a big part of that problem. Sean Layden says this on Twitter all the time, and I agree with them 100%. Like, at some point, the bubble's gonna burst in terms of how big these games are gonna get, the level of budget attached to them. I just wonder when we're actually gonna get to it. Now, with Game Pass in the fray and Microsoft's huge backing, like, maybe it'll be extended a little bit longer, but I do question how long game development like this can be sustainable. That's my own tangent, but you get the idea. To keep Starfield as dynamic as possible, NPCs are not fully scripted, so weirdness can ensue sometimes. The goal is to make believable characters on screen with realistic reactions to your character. NPC AI has been improved with the move to Creation Engine 2 that has Radiant AI enhancements that allows for dynamic interactions with the game's various environments. If you feel that things are getting boring, there's so much more you can do than just the main mission. Obviously, a lot of side content, they just go over all of that. Look, I feel like a lot of people are just going to completely disagree with a response like this, and you see that in the comments section. We're sorry that you do not like X is not an apology, is what one commenter says. I don't think this is supposed to be an apology in terms of a response. I think it's just dialogue from a developer to a reviewer. That's fine. I don't think any of this is seen as an apology or anything like that. It's a developer just speaking on it. I think that's fine, and I honestly would like to see that. If the developer gets bashed for their reasoning in the response to a review, great. Let them get bashed. Who cares? Information from a developer, like, it's just that. It's information, and having more data, especially from the lens of a developer, I think could be incredibly beneficial. And even then, at worst case scenario, it's a little bit of a laugh and you move on. Best case scenario, you get to get some valuable information from the lens of a developer. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I get it. It's easy to pile on, but that's my opinion on that. That's just one review, and there's a lot of responses, but yeah, this has gotten quite the traction. Starfield is what it is, man. It's just one of those games that 8 years of development time in between major single-player Bethesda titles, that's the issue. Now, you have these gargantuan development cycles for these games, and Starfield, I believe, has been in development longer than 8 years, but since Fallout 4, 8 years for Starfield to come out. Is it going to be another 8 years for Elder Scrolls 6 to come out? And what if that game's a little bit mediocre? It is just so much more imperative that when you do release a game now, it just delivers on all fronts, because if one fumbles, oh, it might be 8 to 10 years before another one if we don't do something about the scale of these games. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your guys' thoughts in the comments section down below. Wanted to go over that. seemed like a funny story, but as far as developer responses to reviews, I don't hate that, especially when comments are open and people can roast them for their response if they want. Like, I think that's fine, and dialogue is dialogue, and I think we should be open to that, but Starfield has a lot more other issues than, developers responding to it, and I like Starfield more than a lot of other people, especially, like, initially playing that game. Then when you get deeper and deeper, I saw a lot of people saying you should beat Starfield and the game gets better. I think the more you play of Starfield, the game actually gets worse. That's my 2 cents on that, so let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.